So they're going to click on it. It's not going to take them there.
I don't know. It'll be on there. I don't know how. Are we live? I think we're live. I gotta get on here and look so I can see.
I just got a notification.
Nobody's on here, so.
It's because you scheduled it and they're on that.
I know. I screwed it up. Let's see. Guess we're live.
Yeah, it's there.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello. Turn your thing down. We had some trouble. This is like our fourth live, and I can't ever remember how to do it right. I'm gonna get it on my phone so I can read the chats really quick.
You might have to message up. I don't know, on that post that you said we were going to go live on schedule.
Oh, hang on. We'll get the hang of this one of these days. Okay. Try to post it.
You should just hit the one go live that was scheduled.
It wasn't connected on here. You have to use a streaming platform, and you can't do it straight from YouTube. Okay.
So how's the winter weather treating you guys? It's pretty much ice storming outside right now. Just ran to town and got the boys some pizza. Levi's in the kitchen chopping it up right now.
Ugh. We get the ice tomorrow. I hate the ice. It'll be above freezing temperatures tomorrow, but it is supposed to be raining. I think it starts tonight, right?
Yeah, it's already raining out there now.
Oh, hey, Tim. There's Tim Hawley on there. Y'all are getting more snow. It's supposed to snow some again. Oh, man. It's supposed to be 39 and above all week here. But it's supposed to be raining like 5 days out of this next week.
It's been pretty rough on mainly just our chickens and our bottle calf. One of our bottle calves has been having a hard time in the cold weather. He's been weaned off of the bottle for, I don't know, weeks. Mm-hmm. He hasn't had bottle in 5-6 weeks at least. But he's just getting dehydrated in this cold weather, not drinking enough water, and he had some parasite overload. And been having to give him bottles of electrolytes and watered down milk replacer to get him back up. But just went out there and ran him another bottle about 30 minutes ago, and he's up and acting normal again. Just dehydration. This cold weather has been our hardest time with animals getting dehydration.
It's hard because
you can break the ice, but if they don't drink it in the next 20 minutes, then
yeah. And another thing is that we have we have goats, we have cows, chickens, pigs, and we have dogs, but they're all spread out. Like, so a lot of the chickens hang out up by the front yard, and then some are over in the coop. So we have to give them food and water, and then we have to give the ones that don't go back to the coop food and water. Then we have some dogs that are on the east side of our property, and then some dogs that are on the west side of our property. So we have to go give each of them water. And by the time we make a full round, we have to go start all the way over again, and it's tiring. My hands are just, they're dried out and they look terrible, cracked, and just miserable time. I hate this time of the year. Teresa said, "Oh, I know the water has." Oh, it's covering my thing. It's been so fun. Yep. Teresa, you guys butchered a pig today. How'd that go? Absolutely. Watering is the worst part of winter chores. I went and bought some lids yesterday to put on top of the buckets, and then I got a dolly out so I could walk that out there without having to carry them, and then water wasn't splashing all over me, and that actually works really well. I'm hoping to get one of those big Gorilla garden carts where I can fit about 6 different buckets in there, and then put lids on those, and it'll be a lot easier.
We don't really, Tim. We don't really have any big stock tanks. We have we have a shallow stock tank, maybe a few hundred gallons, and then we have a big old ice chest for the goats. But we typically rely on our pond. We've got a pond on our place that's, I mean, even through the drought had water in it. And then our big cows are all down on the neighbor's place, and they have a pond. So we've just been knocking holes in ice for the big cows. And it's just all the small animals that are the hassle, because, like, you know, cooney pasture pigs can't really drink from a stock tank hardly. And we rely on that pond a lot, but you can go knock a hole in it, but if they don't feel like drinking out of it in the next hour, then it just gets frozen back over. But we do plan on getting our winter water a little more permanent in the future. But I've never really heard of a freeze.
That's what I was trying to show you the other day. It goes on your spigot, and it kind of like it's a drip, and it keeps your water from freezing up. It's kind of cool. Oh. It's like $60 for 1 or 2 of them, I think.
I thought you were talking about.
Yeah,
that's all livestock.
One thing was that I filled that tank all the way up, and that cow that we have, that Tater, the one that Rylan was feeding, he's already. Oh, he drank half of it, so it was the tank heaters wouldn't have even helped because of our frozen pipes. We wouldn't have even been able to fill it back up again. So
yeah, so getting water, we did a little bit of a small live stream over the summer when I had a mini excavator. We did run water out to our corrals, which are a couple hundred yards from the house, and we've never permanently plumbed them into the well house, because we had a plan to run another couple hundred yards of water line to different areas around the yard. So we wanted to tie all those together before we tied it into the well house. But probably as soon as the weather's better, we're going to start digging in the last 15 or 20 feet of that trench up to the well house, so we can just get it plumbed in permanent, and then we won't have to haul water as far.
Our way out said, Abby, what's your sheet? Do you guys still have your baby doll sheet?
It's potty trained a diaper.
Oh. I am so behind on videos. Dakota watches all the videos. I try to keep up with Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and keep that going. And he watches videos and tries to do all the commenting on YouTube and keep up with that. But it is a lot of work.
The problem with sheep is we give our goats like a general livestock mineral, because goats aren't really sensitive to anything like sheep are sensitive to copper. So we just give our goats free choice of livestock mineral. If we're going to start running sheep and goats, then we got to build like a cafe style mineral feeder where you feed individual minerals, so they just take what they need Like a sheep won't eat. It will eat copper, but only what it needs. Whereas if you put general livestock mineral out there, it doesn't realize it's eating way too much copper.
Mm-hmm. The Cootie Cooties, Okie Mike. Hi there. He said the wife wants goats and Coonie Coonie pigs ever since she saw yours. Is that Mike from DPU, Mike? Or is this a different Mike? The Coonie Coonie pigs are fun, but they are also a huge pain in the butt. Like, I love our gilts, but our boar that we've had the longest, Burris, he's just, I mean, they're all a pain, but he's just a bigger pain. They like to bite the other animals when there's feet out, and then they push through, and they're just really pesky. But if we had a big enough pasture we could cross fence, then it would work out a lot better.
Well, we have plans to cross fence this place, but we're also hesitant to put any more money in our farm right here, right now, because we're kind of sort of looking around for more land, because we want to be able to legitimately farm, and we don't want to be, being that we want to run a legit goat ranch, if you will, and cattle and sheep. We don't want to be dependent upon leases where you have to put thousands of dollars in fencing to hold goats and sheep and stuff like that, and then possibly lose that lease early, or even if you had that lease for 5 years and lose it, you'd be losing out on thousands of dollars of infrastructure. So we want to be able to buy a farm that's big enough to do everything we want to do. And I don't mind leasing for cattle, because cattle are easy. But we want to be able to buy a farm where we can do everything we want to do. And if our cattle operation gets too big for what we want, then we can lease for that.
Our Way Out said, yes, we do good with just YouTube. We need to work on our Facebook. I can't imagine using all the platforms. Kudos to y'all keeping up running on. It is definitely a lot of work. I've learned consistency is key, and just posting a lot and a lot of interacting. And I know I'm really bad about it on YouTube, but like a lot of people will interact on YouTube, and they'll do lives together, and that really seems to help them get more followers. It's easier for me just to do comments and watch shorts on Facebook, and he likes to watch the YouTube video, so it kind of works out for us to do it that way. Yep, it is Mike.
We're on, basically, we only own about 9, between 8 and 9.
Has Bigfoot been
8.5 acres, but the person, good friend of ours that sold us his property, or good friend since he sold us his property, he has a couple of acres to an easement on the edge, and we use it, so it's right at 10 acres is what we're on right now. And then some other good friends of ours down the road, if you've been watching some of our videos and seen our big cows, that's where they're at. They're down the road on their place.
Yeah.
So in total, our acreage is about 18 acres or so in total of what we're running animals on.
We'd like to have a minimum of 60, I think.
But 60 to 100 acres would be sizable enough if you did it, if you did it regeneratively, and you reached a niche market where people wanted to buy local products, beef and pork and lamb and stuff like that. You could do pretty well on 60 acres and maybe have a couple of 15 or 20 acre leases to, rest your land or something with your bigger animals.
Yeah. Our goal is to have 300 to 400 goats. We're at 23 right now, and we're expecting roughly 30 kids here in the next couple months. So we're going to be at max capacity here pretty soon.
Tim asked if we need any mini Belties. I just seen some Belties down the road earlier, and I was thinking,
Hi,
I was
Gail.
like, I wouldn't mind having a couple of Belties. I don't know, how big do you like? What's a mini Belty cow weigh? An adult.
Wish we could have. We got in the house later, took care of the animals, and we got cooking late and everything, so we hop on there. But
I think he's
there.
talking about actually coming into the.
I know. I was saying
into the live.
It was just.
I was just kind of lounging around in bed. I wouldn't have been very flattering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to. The reason I was trying to get on there without camera because, like I said, I wouldn't have been very flattering. I wouldn't have been a very good addition to the live stream. But I wanted to talk to that guy, that Josh guy from Alaska, Southern Roots, Alaskan Branches. I wanted to holler at him and tell him that if he'll reach out to me, I'll send him some flathead catfish this spring or summer. Because he was talking about how he misses catfish because they don't have any catfish in Alaska.
Troy said, "Hello, everyone. My first live stream. Enjoying your channel." Thank you, Troy. We're glad to have you in here.
So Tim said that his heaviest Belty cow is 850. I like that number right there, about 850. I'd really like to have a bunch of 850-pound cows because our goal is to actually farm, not just homestead, but to actually farm, and that those lighter weight cows, I mean, that's not really mini 850 pounds. It's kind of low line, I guess you'd call it. But 850 pounds is, I think is a sweet spot because when somebody goes to buy a half of a beef, when, they buy a steer that weighs 1,300 pounds live, it costs a lot of money. And then they don't realize that they need a 7-foot long deep freeze to store it. So I think you could reach the local community better with some smaller steers around 800 pounds or so.
Hendrickson Family Farm.
Hendrickson's in.
You guys gonna be doing any more videos? Y'all been quiet. Josh said my goal is 100 acres. Don't tell my wife. I'll try not to mention it.
Well, you need to buy that. Josh, you need to buy that hay meadow directly behind your property on the other side of the creek.
1,300 on cows and 1,500 on bulls. Wow. Hi, Christine. Thanks for jumping in.
Yeah, 1,300 is a big cow.
He's snoring.
They eat a lot of feed.
Oh yeah. I wrote that on my calendar, but when is that again?
April 20.
Oh, that's like really soon. For some reason I was thinking fall. That'll be fun.
April 27th, I want to say. I don't know. Gillum Farms will correct me on the date of the meetup. But when he does, April 26th, 27th, and 28th.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So if you guys would like to meet us or come join us at the meetup at 10 Killer, he'll put in the comments the campground too.
Hey, Jim. Our Way Out said, what have you been welding on lately other than the hay feeder?
I haven't been welding anything. It's been too cold.
Somebody needs to weld the doors together to put on the
I-
shop,
I
and then
need to-
it'll be a little bit warmer in there.
I
We
need
can
to
weld
build
some
some
more.
shop doors, but that kind of goes along the same lines of if we're potentially looking to try to find some more land, then that's that's an investment that I can't take with me. That's not really going to boost.
Yeah, but that will help with the buyer buy
buyer
that
ain't
place.
gonna buy it because of doors.
I would. You know, people are picky. They don't see things the way we do.
Look up that meetup so we can tell them exactly where it'll be at.
Hi, Jim. Y'all are silly.
Our Way Out wants to know them food.
You can pull the doors off and take them with you. The info on the meetup. I am not pronouncing that name again because I screwed it up last time.
He said take the doors with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one of them that we're looking at has a shop that has nice doors.
Yeah.
So I don't need them.
Hmm. Cherokee Landing State Park.
Yep. Cherokee Landing
Okay.
State Park, Creek Shelter, 10 Killer Lake. April 26th, 27th, and 28th.
Is there a Facebook group or something on that particular event? It's on your community page, okay.
So Our Way Out, if you check out Gilliam Farms community page, the information for that meetup will be there. There's going to be a lot of people there so far. Lots of them.
10 Killer YouTube meetup. A good door would also make a good roof for a small animal shelter repurpose.
It could, yeah. I mean,
we have 3 sections of roofing sitting out in our pasture, and then we have some more roofing on the other side of our house over here that we're going to turn into a milking parlor. And we have all these projects around.
We took down a shed with a bunch of good old tin, and then the other day at a little auction, I bought probably 1,000 pounds of good tin, barn tin, that matched what we took down of that little shed, and we have two intact walls from the shed we took down. We were gonna make a lean-to dairy parlor with all that old barn tin and stuff, but that's another project that needs to be done like in the next month.
Right.
But then again, it's like, well, do we put all this labor into it and then end up having to abandon it?
I would not abandon that. That would get taken.
You can't just sell a house and then take all the, hey, it's a great homesteading property, and then take all their
sell
infrastructure.
our house first, so we'll just move it, and then when they come look at it, they won't ever know it was there anyway. They got the corral still. They'll be lucky if I don't take the tank battery too. Oh, let's see. I will have a Facebook page set up. Okay. All right. We'll keep a lookout for that then. Okay, Mike. I just hope when y'all find some property, it's not much further from here than you are now. Just being selfish because y'all are awesome.
Well, we're trying not to. There was 90 acres that popped up in Bartlesville, but the problem with it is that it's like basically in town.
Yeah, and there's an airport behind it.
It's a really nice looking property from the map. We were actually going to go look at it
today till we seen that there was an airport, and then literally the town is literally on the other side of the property, and then
the town's about half a mile. Dewey is just north of there, and Dewey starts a half a mile north of the property, and Bartlesville starts half a mile south of it. So you'd basically be in the city. You'd basically be in the city anyways, and then within a few years, you'd have houses just lined up all around your property line, and wild dogs eating all your goats.
Yeah, it's cross fenced. We didn't see any pictures of the house, but we got pretty excited until we looked it up on Onyx. But we are looking to stay around here. We're looking, but everything's very expensive, and with the interest rates right now, it's not helping anything.
Yeah. Be nice to see interest rates like around 5% or something again. But I wish I could find somebody that would own or finance it so we could avoid the banks.
Bottom is falling out right now on land, so hang on, it's coming. Friend been telling me on all kinds of quarter sections out west, Kingfisher going for, wow, 1,300. That's what it used to be here when we moved in.
I used to think that was expensive. I used to think, why would you ever pay that much?
Mm.
But nowadays, I'd love to buy 160 at that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Gillum, he lives in a really nice area. It's kind of a hot spot lately. What did I do? I did a scale out there. Oh, it was just not an interesting scale job, but it's a plasma donation place opening up because it's a college town. But there's a lot of development going on in that town. The Cherokee tribe's pretty prevalent down there. There's a pretty good Cajun restaurant down there. See if Gillum can beat me to the name of that Cajun restaurant. But yep, he beat me.
Lenny, bro.
He beat me. That place is pretty good. I don't know if you like it, but I thought it was really good.
Hey, Lena. Bartledew. You must have been watching some, what's his name? Totally blanked out.
Ed Bassmaster?
Yeah, Ed Bassmaster. Quit picking on him.
We tried to go to the auction the other night and get another bottle baby or two with him so that we could move him outside, and we got an IBC tote shelter we were going to fix up for him. But there was only one bottle baby goat. And what did it sell for? $120?
$120 for a 2-day-old bottle baby goat. And it was a buckling. Wasn't even a little doe. That was mind blowing to me. I don't know if they're new to goats or she just really liked that one.
It was dappled, but
it was.
We actually had a dappled. We bought a dappled bottle baby for like 20 bucks one time, and it became so annoying because it was
a Nubian.
It was very needy, and we ended up basically giving it away to my cousin, and now he's their nuisance.
We actually bought 3 of them, so it was. I kind of wish we would have kept the female, though. She probably would have been annoying as she got older. We like our goats to be friendly, but not in our face.
Yeah, I need to be able to get them close enough to grab them by the horns to look at them and worm them or trim their hooves or whatever I need to do. But I don't want my goats. I don't want my goats jumping on me like a wild dog.
When are you going to sacrifice that lamb?
Well, I got to go back in time like a little over 2,000 years to be permitted to do that.
He's such a baby. He's just totally passed out. I can't hold him that high. My arms are tired. This little thing. Oh, go.
Why is it cold?
I don't know. Go. Whoops. Are we still good? Uh-oh, I think it paused.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
I think you need to pee.
Oh, okay, we're good. Are we good? Whoops.
I'll put him outside for me. He needs to pee.
Yeah, he needs to go back in the cage. Dakota got up to grab some pizza and we just went with him. Oh man. So what do you guys have planned for the year? What's your number one goal for the entire year? Your grandsons. Hold on a second. I will call them in here. Levi! Levi! Hey, they want to say hi to y'all. Come here. They're watching a movie. Go be in here a second. Let's scoot back here. Here, move that box so I can get the kiddos on here. Yeah, he heard sacrifice and ran off. Go get it. Come here, Levi. Oh, why are your hands blue? I have paint on them. For you guys that are new or don't know, this is our oldest Levi. He likes to weld and draw a lot. So if you've seen him at the Okie Homesteading Expo, he was the one selling paintings there. And this year, he's going to be selling some of his welding projects. He's got probably a dozen or so made already, ready to go. And he's got, how many buckets do you have? 3?
Like 3 or 4.
3 5-gallon buckets of horseshoes that he's got more projects to make with those. So let's see, what are we missing here? I would like to get a log home. That would be absolutely awesome, especially if it's closer to us. Elena, oh good, bring the kids. The girls resting. Oh, come here. Get up here. Come here. Go get Huxton. Everybody wants to say hi. Say hi.
Said he won't come.
Hi. Nobody. You can't hear anybody, but I can read everything.
Huxton wants to watch the movie.
So this one's Rylan. Go grab him.
He won't come. Huxton.
My goal is to build up our homestead.
Come on.
That is going to be awesome. That's exciting.
He's coming. Huxton's coming.
As long as you do things, as long as you get good fencing right off the bat and you have good shelter right off the bat, it's fun. There's always going to be deaths and there's always going to be sicknesses and there's always going to be problems come up. And a lot of people, I've noticed that begin homesteading or farming, they have a lot of death right off the bat and they get really discouraged and think that they're doing a terrible job, but everybody's been through it. We've been through it. Several of our friends have been through it. Someone I just recently met on on Facebook, they have been through the ringer lately. And, thankfully, they've, taken all the positive out of it and thank God for what they have learned from what they're going through. But that's just part of it, and everybody that's starting into this just needs to understand that, and that this happens.
So Tim said he's getting into the little square business.
What happened to Levi's hand? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I think he's talking about little square bells, which reminded me we have bought a square baler. I just haven't had the time to get it home yet. I need to practice with it. I've got plenty of hay right now. I need to roll one out and try to pick up hay, but I need some better weather for that.
I'm starting to not believe him on this thing. He told me he bought this square baler a long time ago, bought tires for it, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's got good tires on it now.
It's this thing like from 1920.
It's a nice John Deere 346 baler. It's got good paint on it.
Oh, I'm anxious to see it.
I don't know anything about balers, but I'm just going to pay Tim to come over and run it and fix it.
Alina said, what happened to Levi's hand? He was painting earlier, I guess, and got blue all over his hand. He's a mess. Levi, you know we have that orange stuff you can use to wash your hands. It's got grit in it. Grandma said hi, guys. Becca is waving at the TV. Oh, hi, Becca. She's so cute. You can't see anybody. Everybody just has to type. They can only see.
So, Tim, I assume you've looked into selling beef by the cut. To sell beef by the cut, do you have to have a USDA, or can you sell beef by the cut with an Oklahoma inspected meat processor inside the state without crossing outside of the state? Can you sell that beef that way? Yeah, me and Tim kind of talked about that at their shed hunt. Was buying these good quality round bells and then turning them into squares might be a pretty decent little business plan. It'd be nice to turn them into squares just to have some small squares to feed our goats and stuff that are corralled up.
I am pretty sure you have to use USDA processor.
Yeah, there's a loophole to having a state inspected meat processor. I think the meat processor themselves can sell from their store. I don't know exactly how that worked, but I wish we'd just get the USDA completely out of our business.
Yeah, I thought about doing a farmer's market here at our property because we're right on the corner of a pretty good sized highway, and I thought, we could have people come out and sell their eggs and their soaps and their milk and whatnot. And Hugs, calm down. We'll help you. Hang on. And I started looking into it, and you have to have you have to have USDA involved, and you have to have certain things approved, like if you're selling soap and milk, and it's ridiculous. We just said, forget it. I'm not doing all that. I think there's a way to get around it by selling straight off your farm somehow. Like with milk, Dakota was reading, you can sell raw milk up to 100 gallons of raw milk from your farm without getting into trouble, right? How does that work? Yeah.
I think there's like a 50-cent tax or something done that you have to pay, but.
Chelsea has all that info, but I believe to sell by the cut, it has to be USDA inspected and has to be packaged with your label. Otherwise, it can only sell a quarter, half, or whole.
What do you think you're going to do with this?
Can you pre-sell each cut? Just kidding. Also, USDA allows the meat to be sold across state lines. Right. Yeah. Oh, that's such a pain.
Yeah, I don't know. There's Amos. I don't know if you guys have
Huxton.
kept up with the
Stop.
Amos Miller, the Amish guy, who has been dealing with the USDA and the feds with his produce and meat production, but he's had a lot of run-ins with the feds on it, and he actually won a case against them, and then they still come back and seized all of his meat and freezers and everything. But I guess if you're not making tons of money and have a huge operation, a lot of people fly under the radar, but once you start making so much money, you get on that radar with them. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it home pretty soon. I appreciate it though, and I'll be in touch.
Our way out, are you guys still here? Are y'all? I think I already saw y'all were coming back to the Okie Homesteading Expo. Are you guys doing a booth or anything this year? How many sheep do you want? He doesn't want any Dorpers. I want fat tail sheep, and he wants hair sheep. But that'll all depend on if we're able to purchase more land and how much land we get. But it would be nice to have a few.
It'd be nice to have I don't know how many you'd need, but like the fat tail sheep, it'd be nice to maybe have a dozen ewes and a good ram with them. And then, I don't know, as far as hair sheep went, I'd like to have around 100 or 200 ewes.
You want that many with the goats? I don't think you wanted that many.
Yeah.
We're going to be big time farmers here. So.
I mean, the thing with sheep is you can hot wire sheep fairly easy compared to goats. Goats don't hot wire at all. It just don't work. Even with the Premier One fencing, it's not a very good idea.
You would definitely need them much taller because as soon as they figure out that they can hop over one time, then it's game over. Huxton's over there being a little turd head as usual. Let's see here. How the equipment start in this cold? Mine started well, just found my back tires and the new deer must have water and they're frozen solid. Oh no. We've had a lot of trouble with the tractor starting.
Hurry up and delete that comment, Tim.
Our 3-point froze up on or no, it didn't freeze. He didn't hit a button or something on it. I don't know what you did. He thought the lines were frozen. But we've had to jump it a couple times. Our battery's about shot on that thing. Yes, we'll be there. No booth. We just volunteer and help them out with whatever they need. Okay. Well, we'll definitely be seeing you there then. Do you want a llama? I got a free one and probably get it delivered.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, you want to say hi now? You're just going to creep in like that? Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
This is our ornery, funny child, Huxton. Are you ornery? Hey, say hi to everybody. Grandma's on there.
Hi.
Nana was on there. Say hi to Becca and Sarah.
Tim, is it a male or a female llama?
Thank you. Our Kubota has started every single time. Very nice. Do you guys keep your Kubota in a barn or do you leave it outside? It can go with Tilly.
It's not that the Coyote doesn't start every time. The problems are the battery is weak, and sometimes it just, even when it's warm out, sometimes you go out there and it just won't crank over. Sometimes it'll sit for 2 weeks and it'll crank over just fine. But then on mine, the controls for the loader are manual cables that go on top of the transmission. There's a valve assembly and it pulls on those, and there's water inside my cables. So when it freezes, I have to take a MAP gas torch and run it over the lines and thaw them out so that I can run the bucket.
Yep.
So, and it's not very easy to change those cables because we put those cables on when we got it.
Our way out said, are y'all bringing a pet goat to the expo again? No, we're going to be having a welding booth. So be a little bit hard to bring an animal this time, but we're going to be teaching some welding and bringing out some projects maybe that we've done. And I don't know. We're still trying to plan out what we're going to do exactly. Doing some welding demonstrations and letting people come out and play around on the welders. What are you making faces for? Huxton, can you teach them to weld? You know how to weld, don't you? Yeah.
I'm 5 and I welded before.
You did, but you're almost 6.
I know.
But you know how to weld? And you can teach them, right? What's the first thing you do?
So you put on a welding helmet.
Number 1, safety. Yep.
Number 2, get on jeans. Number 3, get on a kayak. Number 4, get some metal. Number 4. Number 5. That's when you can weld.
We have our safety man over here. Huxton's going to be in charge of safety at the expo again. He said, nope, it's out in the hay lot. Man, that's awesome.
Would you ask him about it?
If he kept his tractor in a barn where it was a little bit warmer.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I couldn't find any anti-gel 2 days before the polar vortex rolled in, and I thought for sure my tractor would gel up, but I did put a little bit of Marvel Mistral and cetane booster in there because I had Marvel Mistral and cetane booster. I figured would help with a cold start a little bit. So I did put those in there, but neither one of them advertised that they help with gelling, but my tractor never did gel up, unlike our trucks at work.
Mm-hmm. Tim said he'll ask his hay partner and think it's a male. Well, if it's not mean, we'd be interested.
Does it jump fences?
Glad it's not Star Kids who make faces at the camera. This one is definitely a hoot. He has no shame. He's not embarrassed or anything. Huck can teach how to drive a tractor. Can you teach him how to drive a tractor too?
And a lawnmower.
And a lawnmower. You're just going to teach him how to be an all-around farmer, right?
Yeah, so Gillum, he posted, I think it was a short video of his wife driving the tractor, and I think it was even titled "The Wife Gets Kubota Time" or something like that. But it was literally titled "Wife," so I'm not sure how, but YouTube said it was child endangerment and removed his video. Yeah, I would say
one time a car went behind the tractor.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that is my least favorite thing about having this YouTube channel is having to watch what we say. I mean, I feel like we're all adults and we should be able to listen to what other people have to say with discernment and take from what other people say what you want and leave what you don't want. And, you always got Big Brother watching you and censoring you or giving you a no jail time or strike or something like that. And it's pretty annoying.
A really annoying thing when you get videos removed is that you can't
talk to anybody.
Yeah, you can't argue it or get more detailed information. Our video of Rylan processing a chicken got removed off TikTok, and they just said we violated terms, but I didn't understand why because there was nothing gory on there, and he wasn't being endangered in any way. So they never gave me a reason. It was at 25,000 views on there, and I could argue by asking for help in the help section. So I was asking why they removed it, because clearly people liked it. If it's getting up to 25,000 views, we hardly ever get anything over 300 to 400. So it's so frustrating. And AI, now I am emailing and AI is responding. Yep.
What's the name of that one that's always commenting? Empty Tower.
Oh yeah, Empty.
Is
Tower.
Empty Tower in the live?
Your M Tower.
Or M Tower.
Yeah. I failed to drain the fuel separator on mine before the cold hit and split in the cold. Crud. Tim said no fence jumping. But they're telling me it can't be reversed, and all I can do training saying I will never endanger my child again.
So, with that being said,
wow,
this is very reminiscent of re-education camps that the communists run. If you do anything against the communist regime, hey, we'll put you in a education camp, and as long as you promise to never go against the communist regime again, then we'll let you out. So that whole take a training course to get your warning or your strike removed, that just goes against everything in my blood.
What's really frustrating about that too is that you do this training and they don't even remove it right away anyway. So I went through and clicked and answered their stupid little questions, and we still had the warning on there for 90 days or something like that. So this coming to is ridiculous, but we're just doing it, getting their information out right now and try to make a little money off of YouTube, and that way at least we can get ahead and help out our local community. What do you like?
Josh said, how could you let your 612-month-old drive a tractor?
Funny face.
I know. I have to tilt this because it's kind of in a weird spot. Hang on. That's a laughing face, huh? My warning will... Oh, gosh.
It's a touch screen.
Oh, gosh. I forgot about that. Sorry, Elle. Hope you don't get seasick. Or motion sick. Oh. My warning will never be removed unless I do it, but I never will. Oh, I guess I just don't do it all anymore.
So now they won't remove your warning unless you take a re-education class. Hugs, just quit smacking.
You're being weird. He's watching himself be silly. I told them she's my wife, and even if I married her at birth, she would be over 25 now.
I don't know. Seems like you could sue them or something.
Seems like it.
I mean, because they're not acting in good faith.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, clearly, if you were Doug and Stacy, clearly, if you had that kind of money and you had a warning like that, there's some kind of there's got to be lawyers that know how to get past the AI. But the problem is for common people, you can't afford to go drop $5,000 on a lawyer to send an email.
Bye.
We will never remove this strike unless you get on your knees and give us your land.
Oh my gosh. All this social media is so dumb. Oh. That makes sense. I didn't know they did that. Doug and Stacey YouTube rep since they have over 100,000 subs.
Well, I mean, they definitely YouTube. I can see how. I mean, there's infinite amounts of people with the YouTube, and I could see how it'd be really hard to deal with all these different people. But the problem is they allow complete garbage. I've flagged videos that come up in my feed and then get them 6 months later. And if you click on the comments, you'll see other people, please join me in flagging this video, and it'll have 600 likes or 500 likes or something. And you're going, so if 500 people have flagged this video and they still allow it, but yet a video that doesn't have any kind of egregious response gets flagged and there's no help for you.
One thing I thought was funny when we were posting was it said something about musicians are allowed to post what they want in their music videos. It's creative art or something. It's expressive art or something like that.
Well,
I don't know. They can get away with anything.
So I do listen to some YouTube people who violate YouTube policy all the time. But if you catch them, they always say allegedly or, something along those lines. So they're saying allegedly, I'm just reporting that, there's news reports out there that are saying these things. So they're never saying it as a matter of fact, like they know it to be. They're just commenting on what True News said or something like that, So there's, you got to be on pins and needles to say anything that could be a little out there.
Yep, goal is always 100,000 subs. After you get 100,000, the YouTube rep. Whew, we're a long way.
Seems like such a long ways away, being that it took us 3 years to get 1,000.
Yeah. We went about it all wrong though. We should have done like Our Way Out and CNC Ashley. Man, she just got in and got on all these lives and did a lot of socializing, and then as soon as she started her channel, boom. She's like at 2,500 subscribers last I looked. I wish we would have thought about it more. Didn't want to be a downer, but it will be a sore spot with me from now on. I don't blame you.
I'm not afraid to talk about the politics of things and stuff like that. It's all relevant. It's all really relevant because as a homesteader, and for many, many, many people who aspire to get out and homestead, if you can't share pertinent information, they're missing key details. Whether that's politics that are going to affect land values or politics that are going to affect the livestock market or a number of things, it's all relevant to homesteading. So I think it's all important to talk about.
Yeah, we need to be
We
better
have
about
like
that.
the most disorganized lives. I mean, we're like last minute everything. We're like, oh, let's run down and feed the hay.
Yeah.
I was going to feed it tomorrow, but now we got something that we're doing tomorrow. Yeah, so we almost never know what we're going to be doing like more than 3 hours out.
Oh yeah. I typically will try to plan out my day. Like the other day, I was going to go get my tires fixed. Well, somebody hid the jumper cables, and then the valve stem on the tire was frozen, so both tires were flat, and I couldn't air them up. And that took me probably 3.5 hours. By the time I got it jumped, I got both tires aired up, got it thawed out. It was just, I was also watering animals in between, but totally did not go the way I had planned. So Just things like that every day.
How do you tag other people, like people's links to their actual channels?
I think we just type it in here. Oh, you screwed it up. What are you doing? Oh, crud. Hang on. I need a new keyboard. So, oh boy. Oh, there we go. Okay. I try to introduce folks on our lives all the time because I honestly want you guys to succeed. Yep, we love seeing people succeed. It's a lot of fun. Everybody's starting homesteading, and like a lot of my family, I grew up in the suburbs in Fort Worth, and a lot of my family grew up in the city and stuff like that. And a ton of them have moved out, and it's so fun to see. Like my parents my mom's gonna be embarrassed, but she'll be fine. They just butchered their first pig today, and they filled their freezer, and it's just so fun seeing that, because that's stuff that we've been doing for a long time. And
Hello, Skinner Farms.
it's awesome to see. It's cool when people find out the truth and learn about what's going on in the world and how easy it is to homestead. I mean, making all your own products and stuff and raising your own animals, it's a lot of fun. That's our goal, is just to help people get to that point or learn, and we like to learn from others. So
Our way out asked how far we are from Pryor. About an hour and 35 minutes.
No,
I'm an hour from Tulsa. It's 35 minutes past Tulsa.
that was like 2.5 hours. I think anyway. Yes, the llama's a male. It's down on the place where we had the shed hunt was. Oh. Well, if they're not attached to it, we could just at least bring it here and let it breed our female, and then if it's mean, we could take it to the sale.
So our llamas, our first, what was it, week or 2 weeks she was on the farm.
Little llamas.
Our livestock guardian dog thought it was fun to chase the llama, not in a mean way, but she made really weird noises when she was running from the llama. So our livestock guardian dog thought it was fun to run her around the yard. And one day we were working on the Armada, and I was headed to town to get something before the hardware store closed. And I got about a quarter mile from the house, and I was like, hey, there's a llama over there. I was like, wait, that's our llama. She jumped the fence, crossed the highway, jumped another fence, and yep, she was on another place.
I'm looking it up because now I want to know. Hour and 41 minutes. I don't know why I thought it was so much farther.
Well, I drive fast, so it's an hour and 30. Which actually, our 2 bottle calves came from not far from Pryor, came from the Shoto area, from
4 hours? Wow. Where are you guys at again?
South Arkansas.
South Arkansas. Yeah, we appreciate it, Tim. We were hoping she was bred when we had bought her, but they're pregnant for, I think, 10 to 11 months, and we've had her a lot longer than that, so she definitely wasn't bred. Cool. Remember, it's halfway. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Did you use Chelsea's photos of the Cattlemen's Congress on Facebook boom page? No, I did not. I've been on Facebook a lot, but I've been on our farm page, and I haven't been on my personal page a whole lot, so I've been missing a ton of stuff. I've been trying like crazy to get that to grow.
Conway, Arkansas. Whenever I first got in the oil field right after high school, I worked for a company that did a lot of oil field work in Conway, and somehow I avoided going that way. We did a lot of work out in the Panhandle of Texas, but Conway was much further. But they'd send guys out there all the time.
Yes. Cattlemen's Congress.
It was called Eagle Oilfield or Greens Energy Group. They did blowout prevention work, BOP work. It was kind of a gruntly kind of job, low entry level oilfield work, pretty nasty.
I'm not seeing it, Tim. Was that class thing that Chelsea did? Arkansas. Oh, okay. SWN. What's that? Did I miss something?
Oilfield company I was talking about. Company I used to work for, did a lot of work there. Cattlemen's Congress.
Yes, we actually met them there at the expo last year.
I really thought our way out knew who Gillum Farms was.
I'm still not gonna say his name because I screwed it up last time and I forgot.
Gillum Farms.
Gilliam.
Gillum.
Oh, Gillum. It was a 4-day cattle show. She has tons of photos on her. Oh, just the cattle. Oh yes, I did see those. Yep. Looks like they did pretty good and won some ribbons there. That's awesome. Addie looks like she likes doing that. We probably should show cows. We've got that bull out there, but I think we'd have to cut him.
Yeah,
we probably should have showed Annie. She is beautiful.
We have a bull calf out of my friend's Gelbvieh bull over an Angus limousine cross cow, and he's a really good looking little bull calf and very friendly, very good temperament out of that Gelbvieh bull. Mm-hmm. And he'd probably make a good show calf, but I don't want to cut him because I'm going to keep him for my herd bull.
2 years of age and younger. Yeah, what's Annie's? Annie probably is under 2, actually.
She wouldn't show. You couldn't get her on a lead.
Well, not now. I mean, we should have, but we didn't know she was going to turn out so pretty. We thought she was stunted. She stayed really small for a long time, and then once we moved her down to our friend's house, she just blew up.
She started growing like she was. I bet you she wasn't 350 pounds at most at 15 months, and then all of a sudden in the last several months, she's just exploded. She's huge. She's probably like 950 pounds to 1,000 pounds now.
Yeah. But she's probably, I think, she's probably right at 2 years.
I thought she was a mini Hereford.
Yeah, we did.
We bought her when she was probably 200 pounds.
Mm-hmm. We may have met, but there's so many that I didn't sub to right away. I did not remember later. I know. I kept trying to take pictures, or I kept trying to sub right away, or grab people's cards and go back through them. I was trying to post everybody's information as we were going, but there was a lot of people there. We're looking forward to it again. It was fun.
Don't forget to hit the like button on the live chat.
15 in here, 9 likes. Yeah, don't forget to hit it. It helps us out.
I remember Gillum walking around, and I think
he was videoing.
It wasn't his channel pretty new at the time, but I remember him walking around videoing, and then he asked us some questions and talked to us, and we talked about some pretty political stuff. I mean, Doug was there, so it was pretty politically charged atmosphere.
Doug's such a hoot. There's a really good lineup there this year. I'm excited. Being in the booth
I don't think
kind of
Doug's
stinks.
set to be there this year.
No, they're not coming. But there's a lot of other cool people though coming out. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. Yeah, I'm anxious to see what they changed because I know they asked about a lot of suggestions and stuff like that, and I'm what all they've done this year.
If you guys like seeing impressive looking cattle, check out Gillum Farms YouTube. He's got a real nice looking bull. And he's got a baldy cow that looks like ours. Ours is maybe not bred, which isn't good news. She's probably going to find her way to the butcher if she's not bred. Because she ran with that Gelby bull of my buddy's for several months.
Right, Tim, we'll see you later. Thanks for jumping on here. Joel Slatin is a new big name coming. I'm ready to see him.
Oh, Joel Slatin's going to be there?
Yeah.
I've kind of watched his stuff for years. He's like, there's two people that come to mind whenever I think of regenerative ranching or regenerative farming, and that's Greg Judy and Joel Salatin. Joel is, I would say, the extreme of regenerative because he does everything from poultry all the way to cattle and everything. You know, he runs everything. Greg Judy with Regenerative Pastures is a really good YouTube channel, and if you don't know who Greg Judy is, I suggest that you look into him. He probably breaks down regenerative pasturing better than anybody. If you want to know how to keep your pastures up without fertilizer, without herbicides, you need to go watch Greg Judy. But Joel Salatin, Joel Salatin was probably one of the first people I started watching whenever I wanted to get into Dexter cattle several years before we moved out on our land that we're on now.
Dark Lord Minute. Good to see you again. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see Cody and Erica from Bar 7 again. They're hilarious. And Leon, Gardening with Leon, we caught him at the very end, and so I didn't get to talk to him much, but I'm excited to talk to him again. And then let's see, Sweet Stingers, Honey, and Apiary will be there again. There's several people I don't know. Vincent Cox, I'm not sure who that is. Allie Jones, David Stelzer. Oh, the founder of Azure Standard. Okay. I actually just made my first order with them, so it'll be here next week.
The man that sold us the property that we're on now, good friend of ours, he was the Azure rep in our, or was it Azure? What was the one he does?
Azure Standard, yeah.
Yeah, he was the Azure rep in our area, but he's battling cancer right now. So, but if you guys are the praying type, Dustin Brown, he's a good man. We wouldn't have this property right now if it wasn't for him. I'm not going to go into a lot of details with that, but he's the definition of sticking by his word.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be some pretty cool stuff. Xander, I didn't know that was your name. I don't know how many times we've talked to you. I didn't know that was your name there. Dear chili tonight. I love chili. I love all soups, but this one over here,
We should have shot more
Mr.
deer.
Fancy Pants don't want to eat soup. Yum. How was your sausage, Dad? I stopped looking at Tim's back in October when it said -2, and all I know is it's snowing out again. Oh, you say the X. A lot of people don't pronounce it that way. I'll remember that. A lot of people will spell and pronounce my name Sheila, and that drives me nuts because I had a church Sunday school teacher named Sheila, and I did not get along with her very well.
Are you guys going to cure any of that sausage, like smoked sausage or pepperoni? Would be a good one. You should make some pepperoni or some salami or something like that. And you could always make uncured pepperoni, but it'd be cooler to learn how to make cured sausages.
Who made your sweatshirt? I did.
I thought you were going to do a giveaway.
Yeah. Woo. Well, we are, but that's not on here. I don't have any shirts ready. Yeah, you can order sweatshirts. I get ours off Bulk Apparel. They're a lot cheaper on there. There's a few other websites. I've just used Bulk Apparel mostly, but you can get them at wholesale prices. And then a cool thing that I learned a couple years ago is that you can do your design and then order it's called a DTF heat transfer, direct to file transfer, like off Etsy or something. You can do a whole gang sheet for like, I don't know, $20, and you can pick the measurements and you can do it that way. And so I got enough for probably 10 shirts or hoodies. And then I did this, and then the back. Let me see if I can wiggle around here. I did the back of it too. And that it makes your t-shirts or hoodies or whatever you're going to do a lot cheaper to do it that way. And then you can just iron it on, and it's cool to do it that way.
So, Gillum, how many of those pigs did you butcher? I've shot a lot of wild pigs throughout the years and left them lay. I try to take what I try to do is, because lots of times it's on public land and it's way in there. So what I try to do is I take like a gallon bag with me, so that if I shoot a deer, I can take the heart and liver with me. But if I shoot a pig, I can cut the back straps off at least, because I really like eating wild pig. But obviously, if I'm trying to deer hunt, dragging out a huge sow from 2 miles in isn't ideal when I'm actually after deer.
Yeah.
And I did watch a bunch of those videos of him shooting pigs, and he had the old 45-70 out. Pretty good pig thumper.
Dakota just killed our little cooney. What is she? Juliana cross, and we roasted it on the smoker the other day.
Three-quarter cooney, quarter Juliana boar.
Yeah, he was little bitty, but
youngster. I mean, how old was he?
4 months.
4 months or so, but
Wait, I think they were born in August, so maybe a little bit older. 6 months, maybe.
Maybe 6 months old, but made a lot. I mean, what we eat 3 or 4 meals off of him?
Yeah, we just ate straight off the bone, and then we ate barbecue sandwiches the next night, and then I made a couple breakfast burritos in the morning, and then we ate pork enchiladas, and then we still have some left over, actually. So That's a lot of meat. We were thinking about getting rid of the pigs, but after that,
There's a little guilt
few
out there that's on feed in Levi's pen. I'll probably just let her keep growing a little bit. She was a little smaller than the boar, but we're going to do that again with her. And we have a Kuni Barra running around here.
Yeah, he's probably plenty ready to get eaten.
I'd kind of like to grow him out and do an actual butcher on him, though, make cuts of meat.
He's annoying.
And speaking of wild hogs, we do have a wild hog out there with Levi's Project Pigs, and he's on feed, and he's actually growing really fast right now.
I totally forgot about him too.
So what should we do with our wild pig? Should we grow him out to 200 pounds and do a traditional type of butcher on him? Or should we grow him to maybe 125 and do like a spit roast or a whole hog roast like we did our little Kuni and invite a few people over and eat him? What should we do with our wild pig?
I like the whole hog thing. That would worked out really good.
We have Kunis too.
But I don't like the cuts of meat. And we have plenty from the last pigs.
Yeah, Honolulu or Hawaiian Liao. However you say that. Luau in the ground, a pit roast.
Hawaiian luau. Going back again this week, so should get a few more.
If you do catch some of those piglets, I did do a short. What was the name of the short? Anyways, I did do a short where you could see how big the piglet was whenever our dogs caught it. And they do domesticate very easily. This one was basically already weaned. We never gave it any milk, and he still domesticated down.
Hog dogs or something like that.
But gotta look up the name of that short. Shouldn't be too far down before that.
Yeah.
Right there.
Running hog dogs in East Texas.
Yeah, I named it. I named the video. It actually did really good because I kind of clickbaited people. But I named it Running Hog Dogs in East Texas because the dogs caught it and we were in East Texas. They're not hog dogs, but it's kind of
debatable.
not clickbait.
Barley's kind of a hog dog.
Barley doesn't
He's
like hog
mean
dogs. Or doesn't like hogs.
Killer. I wanted to catch some of those piglets from running around all around me. Yeah. Passes Johnny and Net. Have fun.
Did you leave them intact when you raised them, or did you bear them out? And how was their temperament as they got older? I raised up a gilt years ago, and she was like a big dog. She was as friendly as any domestic pig.
I already started curing 50 pounds of bacon. You actually cut the bacon? You're gonna have to tell us how that turns out.
You should make burn ends with some of that bacon though before you cure it. Just smoke it.
They were intact and pretty aggressive the entire time. They came from Blue River Ranch in southern OK. And now someone is talking bacon. Drools gets the
better than bacon, burnt ends. Pork belly burnt ends. But Our Way Out mentioned, I can't scroll up, mentioned earlier, I think they were talking about Joel Salatin when they said that he is also against the Big Brother watching you. And Joel Salatin, he's been getting he'll be a good attraction for the Okie Homesteader Expo because he's been going around and doing like a lot of podcast type stuff and really kind of exposing Big Brother and food security and stuff like that. So he'll be a good attraction for the Okie Homesteader Expo. I just forgot to mention that earlier that they'd said that.
Mm-hmm.
Cost of feed, cost of meat. Well, I can tell you this, Dark Lord, I can tell you that it is truly beginning to be more cost effective to raise your own meat than it is to buy it at the store when it comes to beef, for sure. Just for a little bitty tri-tip roast that I put on the smoker the other day, it cost about $17 for right under 3 pounds or something. Absolutely insane. And if you'll stick around and watch our channel, we're going to be finishing a steer out soon on fodder, and or attempting to. We're gonna try to get some videos on that. We're setting up a little fodder system for 2 animals, for two steers, and we're gonna try to grow. Starting out, we're gonna try to grow 25 pounds of fodder a day. As they get bigger, we'll have to increase that a little bit. Maybe up to 35 pounds or so. So we're gonna really try to maximize the efficiency of the grain by growing it into something that cattle readily digest. Because corn's not, they will get fat on it, but they're not actually designed to eat corn.
Helium said, so I leave Friday for a pheasant hunt in Kansas. We were just hunting wild birds and pheasant corners.
That's the best way to hunt pheasants if you don't have 2 or 3 really good bird dogs and excellent ground to walk. That's how I've always done it. Just irrigation ditches and old farmhouses and stuff like that, corner patches.
Our way out said, nice. I can't wait to see that set up. We looked into fodder, but never actually did anything with it. Yeah, I think he looked into this a few years ago too, but I think our friends kind of pushed it along, and now he got a little bit more serious about it. So it'll be interesting to
Look
see
into
how it
what they
works.
fed cows during World War II. I'm going to Google that right now.
1 dog and 3 guys.
Yeah, our male dog, Barley, he's a red lab. He's a very good pheasant dog in the sense of if you've got like an irrigation ditch that's real steep and it's full of tumbleweeds, once he figures out that you're on birds, which he's trained as a shed dog and just bird hunts by instinct, and he would much rather bird hunt. But once he figures out that you're out there bird hunting, all you have to do is say, Barley, birds down there. Get down there and get those birds. And he'll look at you and go, oh, there's birds down there, and he'll be off in that tumbleweed, and you can walk the high side. You don't have to send anybody down in the bottom to flush birds. And he works very well that way.
There's a picture of him from Woody.
There's a little mule deer tine that. So we were looking for dead birds. We shot 2 birds down at we shot 3 birds on one place. He went to go get the first bird, and then the other 2 birds were down in some tumbleweed type grasses down in an irrigation ditch, and he stopped to smell something, and I thought it was a bird, but then he left it, and I walked over there, and it was that mule deer tine. But he was so consumed with finding birds, he knew that he was supposed to bring me deer antlers, but he was like, wait a minute, you're telling me birds. But in a sense, he found that mule deer tine, if I hadn't went over there to see what he was smelling, I went over there to see if it was feathers on the ground from if that were where the bird hit and ran away.
Jim, did you skin it? The pig? Yep. The pig was skinned. Yes. Nice. I can't wait to. Oh, I already read that one. I'm outnumbered in the house. Even the dogs are girls. Yep, I feel you there. All males here. Y'all get deposit. We have 3 female puppies left. I've got deposits on all the males and 1 female. But I won't be heartbroken if we get to keep one of the females.
We can't keep 2 of them.
I know we shouldn't keep 2 of them because
we'll get one out of the next litter.
Yeah. Or
get a started dog already.
Hidden Heights, they're about to have some puppies. I would like to get one of Leesky's Koro's puppies because they are beautiful. That'd be pretty cool. I was hoping to breed our female with him for the longest time. I thought I should just ask them, and then we ended up getting our male unexpectedly. But that'd be pretty cool to get one of theirs. The pheasant hunt video I put out was the first time I ever hunted them. Okay, that's the count. I remembered. I thought I might have missed something. And you still haven't tried a recipe I put out, Johnny. Pheasant is good. Pheasant and quail. I haven't ever been hunting with him, but
quail is definitely better than pheasant, but I like pheasant.
Oh, I like.
It's a little drier than the quail. Quail comes out perfect. But if you buttermilk those pheasant tenders, they're good fried.
Hi, Shelly. Is the all silver female one of those left? Yes, she's left. Still wanting her, huh?
You know, one thing that I find crazy is that out of all times I've been pheasant hunting up in Panhandle of Oklahoma and a little bit into Kansas, I've never seen a prairie chicken. I wouldn't even shoot one if I could, just because they seem to be that hard up. I did shoot a blue quail. Wasn't that trip? Was it? No, it wasn't that trip where the pictures. But I did shoot a blue quail once up there.
Oh, look who's on here. Hi, Isabella and Riley. They're watching. They're just not talking on here.
Did they hit the like button?
Did you hit the like button, Caleb? Let's see. Yeah, their puppies are here. Just no video. Oh, how many did she end up having, or did they say yet? I want to know if my guess was right. It's a chucker recipe, but you can use it for pheasant. Gotcha. Not yet, Xander. We're going to do a kill and grill it video this time, hunting on my channel and cooking on Christine's channel.
I do like to cook a lot. We should probably do a couple more cooking videos here and there.
I know. I don't know why we don't.
I want to build an outdoor cooking station. Like, I like deep fried fish and deep fried deer steak, but it makes such a mess in the kitchen. I want to get something built outside to where almost like what do you call that? Where you come in and you kick your boots off.
Mud room.
Almost like a mud room / so it had to be significant size, but like almost like a mud room / cooking area that wouldn't be so messy, because every time you fry food, it's such a mess. But I want to build in that cooking area. I want to build a big Blackstone, but like homemade, out of like some 1/4 inch mild steel and have it shot blasted, and then get it real hot and season it up like a restaurant style griddle.
I don't care if there's a video. I know you haven't eaten it yet because Christine would have said, "Yum, Alexander, good recipe." That's how I know how. Man, he's calling you out. Okay, I will look that up right now.
Can you put it on the?
Because if I don't, I will forget. Let's see. Oops. 10 killer. Oh, maybe if I could spell it right.
Alexander, are you from up north? I seen earlier you said something about it being -2 in October.
No,
What was you?
Dang, I'm blanking out. We had a long conversation while you were excavating.
Oh, was he the only one that watched our
Yeah,
excavation video?
loyalty there.
Should have made a hat for him for watching the excavation video.
I'm looking into getting some hats done. I need to do that. Okay, I found it. Nice picture. Who did your graphics? That's awesome looking. Look at this. That's pretty cool. So it's just called 10 Killer YouTube Meetup, if anyone in the chat is curious.
I'm going to try to.
It's pretty awesome.
I haven't been spoonbill snagging in a couple years, but when we go up there, we'll be kind of right in spoonbill country. So I'm going to try to snag a spoonbill while I'm over there.
I've never even been to like 10 Killer. We went to Broken Bow with his family 2 years ago, and then he tells me about 10 Killer, and he's never taken me there. Although I could have went up there by myself while him and Levi were hunting during the youth season. We were only like, I don't know, 15 minutes away. I should have went over there and looked at it, but I felt bad leaving Levi, not letting him see it.
Spoonbill or paddlefish.
Oh,
they're a really interesting fish. They eat plankton in the water, so you have to snag them. You can't bait a hook and catch them. You just have to look them up to see why they're called spoonbill.
Y'all tent camping or camper camping at it?
We'll be tent camping.
We always tent camp, yep. Even when it's 12 degrees. What was it when we went out to Black Kettle?
It was
really cold.
It was in the teens at night.
Yeah. We're going to take our camper for this one. Will be the first time it's been away from deer camp in years.
We really need to get a camper because
Yeah.
we do a lot of public land hunting, and sometimes that involves going a couple hours away from the house. And however, we don't really mind tent camping. It's the having to throw everything in the back of the truck and take a trailer and load it down with stuff so that we can be out there for a week. It'd be nice to be able to pack all that stuff in a camper. Just hook up to the camper.
We should just make one. That'd be a good YouTube video anyway. Because I want one.
We had a camper trailer that we turned into a utility trailer. We should have turned it into a camper.
Yeah. Because I don't want an AC in our camper. I want it super simple. Just 2 beds, one for us and the boys, and then like maybe a sink. But I don't even care if there's a bathroom in there. I don't want to deal with that. That's just nasty dumping and all that. I don't know. I don't want to deal with all that. I'd rather just have windows on it that we can put up so it feels like tent camping and keep it simple.
Yeah, I've stopped. I stop at that low water dam gas station pretty frequently, going out to Boozy, the cement plant out there, and I look at the pictures on the wall all the time. I've driven down to the river and looked at it. We do have enough. We could buy a camper if it was cheap enough.
In winter is a good time to find an inexpensive camper. That's true. We have a fifth wheel hitch.
We have a fifth wheel
now.
hitch, so that we can't sell. We have a $600 fifth wheel hitch that we can't give away. So I'm probably just going to have to install it in the truck. And fifth wheel campers sometimes are the good deals because lots of times people that buy fifth wheel campers have money and they don't buy used trailers, used campers. Bumper pools are a little higher demand for entry level camper people.
Xander said, get that pop up one, beds on either side. It's like Dale and Anna have. I am not a fan of pop ups at all. We had one as a kid growing up, and they're just as much, or if not maybe more of a pain in the butt than a tent because you still have to outrig it, and then you've got to raise the whole entire thing up, push the beds out, snap everything together. It's just
the pop-ups that
it's almost easier to set up your tent.
The pop-ups that I'd be interested in are the hard body ones that are like a regular camper, but
yeah, we did
you
have
could tow
fun.
them with less drag.
I find them all the time for $100,000. Oh yeah, I do too. I've seen so many, but he's really picky about the floor and the walls and everything. I thought about flipping them.
You ever heard of that song Choctaw Bingo? That's what comes to mind whenever I think of $1,000 campers.
I see them free. I see them for $500
or free.
Eat chicken. Oh man.
But well,
it's better than what we are doing at the ranch for a while. Sleeping, a horse trailer we converted. Yes, that was. We talked about doing that.
April would be pretty fair weather, even if it were cool or hot for April. Mm-hmm. It should still be pretty fair. We do have a livestock trailer, horse trailer, livestock trailer that I've thought about making cots that would hang off of the sides, and it's like tent camping.
Yeah, but
except you have
that's just a pain.
You don't have to set anything up.
Sometimes you find a diamond in the rough. Yeah. Sometimes you do. I think he should just let me flip campers because that would be really fun for me.
Find one about 16 foot that doesn't have rotten floorboards.
16 foot? That's huge. I want a little
16's
one.
16's not big.
Like a 12.
16 foot.
How are you on your hours? We got monetized back in September. Do
you fall out of monetization if your hours drop?
I'm pretty sure hours we have a lot.
Oh, we have a lot.
Yeah. In the last year, we're at 5,776. In a lifetime, we have 10,911. By the time you put everything you need in them, I'm at 5'2" on a good day. You smack your head on the ceiling, you're cold and moving into feet space. No, you don't. Once monetized, unless you break a rule, you don't lose monetization. I found a few really good ones over the years for under 1,000.
Yeah, we'll keep our eyes open. I do need to do a lot of work to our livestock trailer coming up soon.
Yeah. I would like to fix it just so we can like charge people to haul animals because we have it. Why not use it? Yes, if you're under 4,000 in a year, you will fall out.
We got a battle going on. Is it?
Oh, I didn't realize you had a channel, Alexander. I'm subscribing now.
Oh, so you can still so they'll still run ads on you, and you still get paid for the ads, but they won't pay that money out until you reach monetizable hours again. Show them your.
You just don't pay out. Oh. Yeah, they do that a lot. What are you doing?
Show them your sourdough.
Why?
Shayla's been making sourdough lately. About 75% of
it or
it.
something.
About 75% of the sourdough you got to throw away because the crust is so hard.
No, I love the crust. I did a heart on this one.
But the inside is pretty good.
Yep. Pretty good. Finally got it down. Figured out. Third time's a charm.
Yeah, so shadow banning. Here's how shadow banning, what a lot of people don't realize about shadow banning on YouTube.
I stood them up for a few things. I didn't like it.
So
with love. Yep.
So what a lot of people don't realize about shadow banning on YouTube is that you'll say you find a video, say it's religious or political or whatever, and you want to share your opinion or your 2 cents on it. Well, you get on there and you type up this awesome comment with tons of information, and you're not saying anything mean or hateful. You're just putting information out there. And you think that you're reaching people, and you think that people are going to be able to get access to this information. But what YouTube does is it lists it as not relevant to the topic, even though it could be totally relevant. And then the only way to see your comment is to go up and change from relevant comments to newest comments first. And if there's only a few comments on the video, that's pretty easy. Like if there's 10 comments and one of them shows it has a comment under the comment and you can't see that comment, just go switch it to newest and then go click on it again and you'll be able to read that comment. But if there's 6,000 comments and you switch to newest, you'll never find that thread of comments again. So that's really how shadow banning works on YouTube. And then, obviously not recommending your videos. Like we did that public education video because a friend of mine was telling me some really crazy stories about what him and his kid are going, his wife and his kid are going through with their public school. So I did that video and it took off like within 3 minutes of being posted, had 15 views. But then it just slowed down and I don't know, might be at 80 views right now, whereas other videos that would take off and have 15 views in 3 minutes would be at possibly thousands, if not at least several hundred. So shadow banning is definitely real.
Thank you, Alina. All because you started making it. You inspired me to get after it.
But I do encourage you to figure out how to do that, how to find comments that are not shown. So if it shows a comment and it shows has one comment under it and you click on it and you can't read that comment, just go switch to newest comments first. And if you can find it again, it'll show you usually.
I know they're not pushing my videos because I would have at least one new person a month and 10 views in an hour with my videos not happening since that survey. Yeah. Seemed like they did that to us a lot, off and on. We would have a steady flow of subscribers and video views, and then it would slow down a lot. I don't know. I don't understand it. We had 3 videos that really blew up, which helped us out a lot.
We've had a few pretty decent videos. Most of our videos have been very lackluster. What they call, we got a good one this time, and they get a few views. But
Yeah, lately we have been. It's been last couple months we've had 100 subscribers a month. Yeah. My biggest thing is shorts. Those drive me insane. I've done them and I won't get anything. He posted a few and got 500 to 1,000, and now they just dropped back off. I don't get the shorts. They definitely do not like me. Coda's better at that.
well, you got a few more subscribers now. I wouldn't subscribe with my other little channels or my other Google accounts.
Shorts can gain some subs, but not sure about sustainability on helping your long-term videos.
I think that with shorts is people are just, they put that subscribe button right there. So you get a lot of subscribers that don't even realize they're subscribed to you because they are just swiping through the videos and they accidentally hit subscribe and they don't ring the bell. So they don't even know that you're putting out content, except that it might get in their algorithm because they're subscribed. But so I think that a lot of the subs from shorts are just people that are just accidentally subbed.
Yeah, because that was a big thing on Facebook. Like, we have 4,300 Facebook followers, but like almost all of that was from that silly video Dakota did. We did a short on our electrical thing, and a lot of guys and their testosterone got in there and wanted to put in their opinion on it, which was funny. But we ended up getting most of those followers.
Farm to Table Direct just showed up. So if you guys aren't subscribed to them, I recommend checking them out because, as we've kind of mentioned throughout this live stream, how food gets to your table is extremely important and relative to homesteading. And they cover a lot of the kind of political side of things and how it affects the agriculture industry and whatnot.
Shelly said the silver female. Mike said yes. All right, I'll save her for you. So I just looked, Xander, and you must maintain 4,000 watch hours over the past 365 days. If you fall out, you have to build the hours back up before you'll be eligible to get paid again. That's interesting. So we better chop.
We're plenty good.
Yeah.
We just gotta have like every 50 videos we have to have a really good one.
We need to do more lives. We said that last time and we never did schedule it. I think we need to have a goal of doing at least 2 a month. We could do that. I don't know why I always get worried about.
The problem is we need to know kind of what
schedule.
I mean, we jump on people's lives when we see them, but we don't actually know what everybody's schedule is. Like when we get a notification, oh, hey, let's get in there and see what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Throw a few comments around and whatnot, but we don't always know when everybody's going live.
Every time I do try to get on YouTube and watch somebody's video, then it's always the yarn craft kind of people that I did a what do you call that? A big giant. What was that thing called? What was the last chance cook-off? A collaboration. I get a lot of their videos, so I never get to see anybody's videos. But occasionally, I'll just run them on my computer at night just to help people with watch hours.
But not to beat a dead horse, but we were just talking about shadow banning. Farm to Table Direct Show. I'm going to look at how many subscribers you have right now, but I'm always shocked because I feel like your content's pretty good. Like when you covered the Alpha Gal, what's that called? Allergy, the red meat allergy. When you covered the Alpha Gal red meat allergy and you tied it into current events and what could possibly be causing a lot of that Alpha Gal syndrome, I thought that was a very good video, and I thought that was like extremely important information. But I always look at your subscriber count when I watch a video, and I'm like, man, I just can't believe that when someone watches one of those videos, they're not subscribed.
Oh, I watched the hydroponics one. I didn't pay attention 100% all the way through, but I did play the whole video and I liked it. But man, that first half was really good. I mean, all the video and the editing and everything, it looks very professional.
So, in short, go subscribe to them.
Yeah.
Hey, they've got their subscriber count's been going up.
All right, that's great.
So you guys have done pretty well recently on subs.
Give away t-shirts, or if you can, try to do t-shirts. I think when people wear t-shirts, then other people can see it, and then that kind of helps.
Gillum's dropping a lot of the scheduled lives.
Okay, here we go.
You gotta
We're on a
copy that
group
and paste it somewhere.
called Homestead Hangout. It's every Thursday night, and we go live at 5. White Rock Homestead at 6. Not for Nothing Homestead at 7. 9 Acre Friendly Farms at 8. Oh boy. Thursday night. We can't do Thursdays. Oh, that's why we never see them, because Thursday's when our auction night is.
Yeah, we're
Cattle Kitchens at 2. West Coast Line. Tuesday, 4 p.m. Friday.
Gillum. Where do you when you go to the sale barn? What sale barn is that you've been going to where you get the videos and stuff?
Cool. Neil Netman. Okay. NewTopCon Live. Hey guys from London. How are you? What time is it in London? Hey y'all, I'm back. Internet is acting up. I hate this weather. No need to be sorry, Johnny.
About
YouTube
3
needs to
a.m.
stop changing things every 6 months.
Do you work?
We've been
Do you work
Fridays
late
at
in the
8.
morning hours, or do you just have insomnia?
What did Our Way Out said? We've been hitting Fridays at 8. Oh, crud. I was going to say, our Fridays and Mondays are probably, and maybe Sundays are probably our least busiest days. Peaceful Des is Friday at 8 p.m. West Coast Line. Bill Neil is awesome. He keeps the live chats on their toes. Old Ways Gardening Prepping Mondays. Man, y'all got a schedule like on your fridge or something. Y'all got this down. I'm a coffee empowered vampire. Every auction video I do names the sale barn I'm at, but Tahlequah, Stillwell, Tulsa. Lazy days ahead. And I hadn't seen Danny's videos in a long time. I'm bad about that.
I know if I was going to be selling cattle, Tulsa would be a good one to take them to because my buddy, when he sells his cattle, he takes them to Tulsa. He usually gets a pretty good price for them. But I like going to the sale barns where I might get a deal because I'm a buyer.
Yeah, this is only like our 4th live, I think, total. We're not very good at being consistent with these. Maybe if we just scheduled a live, then we wouldn't have something to do because we would know. But we might be late.
But Gillum, there's Oak Mulgee Cell Barn. I don't know how far that is from you, but they recently started doing cattle sales again, and it's a young guy, young kid, I guess. I say kid, but he's probably about my age, maybe younger. But he just recently opened it back up, and he had pretty good turnout on his first sale. I didn't keep up with his next one.
You go to Tahlequah because it's close. It gives me an idea. Tahlequah. We almost moved down there several years ago. Let's see. Shenanigan Friday starts at 3 p.m. but West Coast time. Freedom Redbird. Redbird lives right down the road from us, actually. Well, I don't know how far she is. 15 or 20 minutes. Brenda. Simply Jan. She's really close to my parents.
But I did see in Tulsa, a really nice looking heifer.
That was
I think she weighed 800 pounds, and she was a little short legged, but she went for about 85 cents a pound. I think just solid black, thick, fleshy heifer, and the guy, my buddy's friend that used to own the sale barn in Bristow, was there. Trying to buy cattle, and I asked him why they didn't like that heifer, and he said, "Oh, she's just a little short, just a little small." And I was like, "Oh, look good to me," but I guess for 800 pounds, she was kind of short. But I liked her.
our way out. So we try to plan them out a few days ahead of time. If you set them up and put it out there, you'll have no choice but to show up. Yeah, that was kind of how it went today. After feeding all the animals, I didn't really want to do it live, but I made sure to put it out there so we didn't back out of it. And I'm glad we're out here doing it. We definitely need to do more. Full-blown country. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Pooch. He's a goof. MT Homestead. Yep, they're just south of us. We love having you with Neil. Yeah, it's the weeknights are definitely harder. Right now we're pretty free, but here in the next few weeks our boys will be starting up t-ball, baseball again, and then we have football in the fall. So usually the weeknights never work for us. And Saturdays, half the time we're camping or out of town or something. So usually Mondays and Fridays are probably our most open days.
Yeah, it's all right to say what you think. I'm kind of guilty of that. Actually, we have not gone live since we got a strike from our live, have we?
Yeah.
So we had a channel strike on our last live.
Yeah. Let's not do that again. Dale does a devotional on Sunday.
But this time, if I slip and say something that could get a strike, then we'll just delete it before YouTube finds it.
There's probably something in there
You can't ask me what for.
that. Message us and we'll tell you.
Actually,
It was related to the 2020 to 2023.
Actually, I would like
Crazy
to.
world.
I would like to
Issues.
dig in and do a little more research on what I was talking about that got us to the channel strike, and look at YouTube policies and figure out how I can talk about it without getting a strike, and then do a collaboration with Farm to Table on it.
I think it had to do with.
No.
Was that it, or is that your video?
We had said something about getting something because
Allegedly.
Because we were talking about livestock.
Yeah. It wasn't.
We were talking about livestock things. Yeah, we tried to dispute it, but it was pointless, as Gillum will attest to. Unless you have 100,000 subscribers, good luck contesting anything.
Yeah.
And we probably did say the wrong words, the bad words.
Yeah. It's Tinder.
But
I sold a heifer in Tulsa that was a bit small, I thought, and I figured she would bring 700 or so, and she brought 1350. Dang. That's pretty awesome. I'm dying to know. Fight it. Yep, already tried that. They removed that live video. Oh, the C and the Debbie. You're going to get me in trouble reading these out loud. How long after the live did they catch it? It was like a week, 2 weeks later. I was so mad because he posted a video and he he was talking about cattle vaccines and
but certain types of them.
Yeah, and that got warning, and then the live got us a strike.
Types of cattle vaccines that are similar to other ones.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. It was within 2 weeks for sure, but I think it was about a week later. So our video got the warning, and then they removed the live right after that. It was all put out within the week, though. And you can fight that by the First Amendment and have to back him Alaska Purple Channel. He went to court over it.
What?
And he won. If it was multi-purpose but legitimate word in the context, you should challenge it.
Well,
you have to say code words like allegedly.
I think I had said something about how I'd kind of raised the question, are they feeding it to us through the food supply? And I guess that's kind of where they got me for tying things together.
Yeah.
But I may have said it completely more direct than that.
Yeah. Everything's a big loophole.
But I feel like there's a way to talk about the ethical side of that with livestock in regards to genetic modification of livestock and how the FDA has recently approved that. And I need to do a little more research on it. There's some concerns that I have directly related to 4-H and FFA when it comes to genetically modifying livestock, because it's already highly questionable whether or not showing a cow or a pig or sheep or goats or anything, if it's fair. Because a lot of people will just, they're fairly wealthy and they will just dump everything into their show pig. They'll buy the most expensive supplements and give their kid an unfair advantage because a lot of these things are nothing that you would want to eat in your animal. Well, if they allow genetic modification of livestock, it's only a matter of time before the pig breeders and the cattle breeders start genetically modifying their livestock and just further, widen the gap between realistic 4-H and FFA projects and what raising livestock is truly about.
Yeah. Neil said, I think they need to publish their own version of the dictionary so we know what the word or know what they think of the words mean. Yeah.
See, that was the topic. See, what he just said was one of the topics in the live, how they reclassify what words have meant for thousands of years. They redefine what words mean. So if you have common sense and you just know what things mean because you just grew up understanding the language, and then all of a sudden they reclassify it to mean something totally different and say that you can't ever say these words, that's pretty communist.
Yeah, like for a really good example, y'all go look up Okie Homesteader. He's a YouTuber. He's also on Facebook. But the other day on Facebook, he posted something, and it was encoded out the word heifer, because apparently you can't use the word heifer anymore because it's a slang term for now instead of
a derogatory term.
Yeah, it's a derogatory term for women instead of. So you can't say heifer on Facebook. That is just absolutely ridiculous. That is a scientific word for a cattle that hasn't given birth.
You can't use it. You can't use it in a proper context. You can't say, I just purchased these heifers.
Yeah.
Or sold.
It's getting ridiculous. There's so much out there. We don't even know what we can and cannot say. They won't. 99% of things that get tagged are found by AI, and you have to challenge 6 ways to Sunday in order for a human to look at your video. I do challenge a lot of our videos. A lot of our shorts get flagged for limited monetization, but which usually when I challenge them, it's not a big deal. They overturn it pretty quick, but
yeah.
Original word for pages, country folk. What does pagan mean now? Someone that worships multi-gods. Yeah, people who are just dumb that they talk works and change its original meaning because they don't know what the original terms, so they toss it when they want. Nope.
Yeah, that's something that's really challenging. Is if you try to go back to Greek and Latin and Aramaic and Arabic and all these languages that are very old, they have intentionally translated a lot of these important words into improper translations, and a lot of it's biblically surrounding biblical terminology. If you don't understand the root of the real words, then you'll never understand the scripture.
Wow. Wow, in that case, a cow becomes a large 4-legged milk and beef factory. Yeah, pretty much. I'm surprised they even let us say he and she on there anymore. I couldn't use the lady's actual name on a live that I was based in Canada. Her name begins with a K and ends with an N.
That's funny.
Wow. This is an example of where AI just messes things up for everyone. Oh yeah.
It's all intentional though. It's not by accident that they let AI make stupid decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's way easier to mess up and break a YouTube policy than you would realize.
They just got rid of a color. How would you say that without saying it? They just upped it. I can show you. That's what I can do because they can't be in that, but I screenshotted it. They just banned a bunch of topics recently. Let me find it because I think it's just so stupid.
Stacy still mentioned some of those things.
Well, they have a million subscribers.
They have lawyers and a
Okay, here we go.
representative.
Yeah, I screenshotted this. Rain Country Homestead. I really like her. She does a lot of homemade stuff, remedies. She does like the fire ciders, the oils, soaps, pretty much anything in the world you can think of, she makes it. So I really like her, but here is some of the topics. Hopefully it's not super blurry, but that one where the arrow is pointed at is one that you can't mention anymore.
So
You can't mention the seeds of certain fruits because
they have arsenic
it's the
in
promotion of the following substances and treatments that present an inherent risk of severe bodily harm or deaths.
Speaking of seeds of certain fruit, and a YouTube channel that I highly recommend, and I want to meet this guy. He's like my favorite YouTube channel. But what's it called again? McGee Homestead Adventures.
I don't know.
Yeah,
goofy guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
McGee Homestead Adventures. I recommend checking him out. But he eats pokeberries from poke salad, which is known to be toxic. But he has a funny saying on there. He says, "If it's not strong enough to kill you, it's not strong enough to heal you." And as far as I know, pokeberries aren't banned yet. But
Is this it? That one? McGee. It's spelled weird.
yeah.
Yeah, nobody will ever find that. Whoops.
But he has
There you
some
go.
really funny shorts about pokeberries. He says that if you eat 8 berries a day,
There it is.
I won't tell you how to eat pokeberries because he's the professional. You just have
I
to
know
watch
that's
his
blurry,
shorts.
but I'll type it in right here.
But the pokeberries are supposed to alleviate arthritis, allegedly. I am not telling you to eat or how to eat pokeberries. I'm just saying that allegedly they could alleviate arthritis.
Yeah. Let's see. Is it icing where you guys are at yet? It was earlier, right?
Dark word minute, that would be colloidal.
Colloidal color. I said color. I'm not good. Is it icing? It was icing, right?
Yeah, it's been icing here for a while. It's actually starting to accumulate.
I've seen that. It's spelled weird, but there you go. Frozen Snowball, Johnny, that answer for you. We are in for freezing rain all night, Alexander.
Yeah, just hopefully we don't lose any power.
I'm not looking forward to 2 hours of people sitting there not being able to say anything. Yep,
It's leading to a society where you're just like, you're only allowed to sit there and go, "Hi, how's the weather?" Well, you can't even talk about the weather. I don't even know.
I was about to say,
That is actually against YouTube's policy to talk about the weather. If you want to know what I'm talking about, you'll just have to go read their policy.
No, just go look up Doug. Doug talks about it all the time. Doug will tell you.
Yeah, how's he get away with it?
Because they have 1 million subscribers and a YouTube rep. Well, you can talk about this stuff, but you do it with articles. Somehow you can get around it. Doug was explaining that you can't say these things, but if you show like a clip of a video or you put out an article, then that's the way you can get away with it. So you just have to go watch his videos. There's lots of pretty lines in the sky that he likes to talk about. Make all your pictures look beautiful. You can only do it live if you have a lawyer present. Yep.
And if you mess up, then then they're gonna
Put you in a guillotine.
freeze your bank account and put a halt to your spending of your digital currency that's coming.
I wish that they would at least give you an opportunity to like go back and edit your video and clip it out. They just completely cut out our live or completely deleted it. It's just so dumb. Neil, you'll be the lawyer for our lives.
Well, he is from London, so he's got a head start on these things. I always say if it's happening over there, it'll be here within a year or two.
Mm-hmm. Dean's live was fun the other night.
So what's a good homesteading relevant channel that maybe somebody hasn't heard of? We dropped McGee Homestead Adventures in there. They're pretty big. I don't know, 50 or 60,000 subscribers, but
Rain Country Homestead. That's Heidi. She's really big. She's moving on to Rumble too because she has a lot of issues with YouTube as well.
anything with sustainability.
She's really good though.
Oh, but speaking of sustainability, Levi likes to watch. He likes to watch Outdoor Boys a lot, and they do a lot of like bushcrafting and camping and stuff. So me and Levi are probably going to go do probably just be one night first, but we're going to put together some backpack kits and hike off out into the woods and try to maybe take some cooking lard and some salt and pepper with us and try to eat something from the woods and pack in like a little rocket stove and start our fires.
Rocket stove? That's cheating.
Oh, just a little camp stove. It's like
No.
it's like 2 pounds.
I know what it is. You have to start it from nothing.
No, we'll start the fire with flint.
Then you eat off the fire. That's cheating. I get to make the rules. Oh,
We were talking about maybe if we do this when the weather's a little bit warmer, packing in like a telescopic fishing pole and then catching some small fish and then baiting up some limb lides or something on the river. But
cheating again.
There's a lot to think about though, because if we're out there for at least 24 hours, I mean, we're going to have some battery backups to charge equipment to keep filming things and whatnot. But we'll be packing more and filming stuff than we will survival stuff.
Yeah. Farm to Table said would love to depend on other more friendly platforms, but YouTube is a behemoth we can't ignore. Yeah, I said that about Facebook. We didn't have Facebook for 7 years, and I was very stubborn on not getting it.
See, what you have to
where we
do,
are.
You have to look at it like this. I mean, it's not, it's not like okay, maybe keeping it Dutch or Arms Family Homestead be a few more subscribers, but if you could get into the 500,000-600,000 subscriber range, you could definitely grow your own website and parallel on Rumble. And you could say, look, you could start getting people into Rumble. Look, if something ever happens to my channel, everything will be on Rumble. So there's like, I call it kind of like escape velocity. If you got popular enough and the people want to see your content, they'll follow you over to another channel. But for somebody like us to go and try to gain subscribers on Rumble right now, it wouldn't go anywhere. I mean, well, it could, because I could actually talk about a lot of political stuff. That may actually work over there because I could be unfiltered. But Rumble's not going to pay you the same way YouTube is. So you need to use YouTube, but once you start getting big enough, you really need to transition to a safer place.
Well, Doug's just making his own platform here.
And
soon.
Doug's trying to make his own platform, which would be cool.
I just read something. Oh, let them take a stove. It's not a survival channel. I'll let them take a stove if Dakota can light a wet fire first in front of me.
I'm not taking a torch. I still have to light a fire.
I can light a wet fire. I did it with the boys outside.
I'm pretty
It's
sure I'll
part
find
of-
a dead cedar tree out there.
It's part of surviving.
I'll just walk the fence line and pick out the dead branches from the bulldozed cedar trees.
You gotta do
You could-
hardcore.
I could pull a dry cedar tree limb out of the river and light it on fire.
How about you and Levi go, and then me and Rylan Huxton go?
Okay, we'll see who can survive longer.
We'll do a challenge.
We'll just-
Except I'll die if it's super cold because I hate cold.
Well, the main definitely. You just gotta make a fire.
I just build a fire and not move.
Yeah, a fire will be fine. Just get a fire.
Apparently, I
You
got
have to
sent to the
move, you
kitty
have to get stuff.
table by YouTube because I went to the rules page. Can't find Jack anymore. It's because they're changing it all the time. Bushcraft is a good skill for a young boy and girl to learn. Oh yeah, they're pretty big into that. We practiced fire making last summer, and we worked on snares, and we built survival kits last year out of a Altoid can. That was pretty fun. Looks more like a page set up for a 5-year-old where they can send you in circles to tell you anything and nothing you showed or even what Johnny said. Yeah. Instagram and Facebook are like that too. It's really frustrating. That would make a good video survival challenge. Yeah, let's do a challenge. You're also more likely to have a bit more leeway from YouTube when you get biggie as you make much money from them. Yeah. One day you will get there and they will back off a little. Yeah, that's exactly Doug. When we talked to Doug at the Okie Homesteaders Expo, he was telling us to just put the videos out there, and I'm like, well, I was
like, yeah, but you have 1 million subscribers. Like, they make tons of money off of you.
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, no, they will too. Which I don't agree. They ain't gonna just get rid of Doug and Stacy.
No,
Not with the kind of money they're
at
bringing
the
in.
time we were not monetized.
But I was kind of, I was like, look what they did to AJ. And if you're in that that circle where
We'll see you, Mike. Thanks for hopping on here. We appreciate it.
we'll see it. Only 10%. So we're in the top 10.
10%.
We're in the top 90%.
We've been hustling.
Or top 10%.
That's crazy.
We're like 89 percentile.
What was I about to say? Oh, another good channel. Do you guys watch Chestnut Hill Farms? Their logo is almost identical to ours, and we met them. They're from Alabama. We met them at the Okie Homesteading Expo too.
Put some. I know you guys know some channels that we're not familiar with. Put them in the comments.
I'm trying to think. Oh, what's their name? Our Brown Farmhouse. I like them. They're pretty funny. Trying to think here. The Old Swedes Farm. That's a pretty good one. We've been following them for a while.
subscriber count is going up.
Yeah, they've grown a lot. They were in the last chance cook off with us, and let's see, everybody already. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they will get rid of anyone, but I don't know. I don't know. They gotta have a pretty good scandalous way to convince people that it's okay that they got rid of them. Like I said with AJ, I don't even know if I can say his name because he's so banned. With him, it was that, what was it? Parkland? No, not Parkland. Newtown, Connecticut school shooting was the premises they got rid of him, but it wasn't really because of that. It was because of everything else that all the other information that he brought out.
Old ways of garden prepping. Yeah, I think she actually won my giveaway for one of the collaborations I did. Not without review.
Oh, if you guys like hunting channels, I'm going to try to find his channel. It's another Oklahoma channel, but I recently found him because of some hunting videos he did. Something Okie.
There seems to be quite a big network of a group of people. Seems like everyone in that last chance cook-off deal knows each other, or everybody knows all the channels that were involved in that.
I'm going to try to find this because this is a pretty good channel.
I used to think money matters. That's what I like about the homesteading meetups, the number of cross-channel videos that come out. I find channels I've never heard of every time. There were a bunch for the shindig the next year. Yeah.
How do I look at our who we're subscribed to?
Right there. Go up. AJ was too effective. Yeah.
He still is. He's still got a big platform. You just got to know where he's at. But they did do a very good job. Wow, we're subscribed to 1 million people.
Yeah, that collaboration I did, I just subscribed to everyone. Dyer Family Farm, they were at the Uppy Homesteading Expo.
It'd be easier to look through mine. Oh, here's a good one from up northeast. Just a few acres farms. Just a few acre farms. They're up in upstate New York, but he's got a Dexter farm. He raises a lot of meat birds, Dexters, and hogs, and sells them at local markets. I don't know if I was subscribed to any of these.
Look at you swiping through and hitting that subscribe button. I think a new one I found on Facebook was Rocking W Farms. Might try that one. They've been they comment on our Facebook a whole lot. I do know. So Ryan, or whichever one I use on there, what are you guys doing at the expo? I saw that you're gonna have a booth. I live in a big city, and YouTube is the only chance I get to visit the countryside regularly. You just need to move out to the countryside, I guess.
That's a lot easier said than done there.
Yeah. Plus, I know nothing about all the other countries, and it's probably even more difficult.
Well, I can't find it. Maybe it was like Okie Hunter. Something Okie.
There's Multi Hunter, and he was in our collaboration. I think the little baby lamb is hungry. He's whining over there.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like Okie Hunt or Okie Hunter or something, but he's got a farm. I think he lives up in northwest Oklahoma, up around Enid somewhere. But he's got some pretty good deer hunting videos put together. He hunts with like oddball firearms, like he's got like 100-year-old lever action he hunts with and stuff. But I don't know. We'll mention him in another one whenever I remember his name.
Keith, not Ryan. I found my perfect house just outside London, but in the country.
Yeah, there's always a few $1 million farmhouse around us too. But we really don't need a few. I'd rather have $3 million in land than a house.
Yes, we will have a 20 by 20. Ooh, a big booth. Awesome. We're definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what we're going to be doing, we're trying to get a little welding station set up where people can, play with a couple pieces of scrap metal and run a bead and weld. Trying to get people that have never really considered picking up welding a chance to see what it's really like, because it's not that hard with a MIG welder. And then if you figure out how to MIG weld, you can play around and try other methods of welding that are a little more challenging from there.
Can't get a house for much less than $1 million around the southeast of UK. It's getting to be that way here. The average price here in Oklahoma is around,
If you want,
in the country, is around $400,000 or $500,000.
there's probably some houses. There's probably still there's nothing on the market right now. There's just not a lot listed because people don't want to sell and they get stuck with a 7% interest rate. So not a lot of people just not a lot of people selling, even though house values are through the roof. They just, you can cash in and get $100,000 equity, but what are you going to do? You're going to go spend it and, to buy a house that costs twice as much and just be stuck at
Higher interest rate.
paying $1 million for a modest house.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. When we moved in '97 from Italy to Nevada.
From what?
Italy. He's from Italy.
Oh, he is from Italy.
Yeah. This house was $200,000, now over $800,000, all because of 20. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, the land value around here was $1,000 to $2,000 an acre. $1,100 was pretty average for here, and now it's 7,000 to 10,000 an acre.
Back in probably 2016. Yeah, 2016,
Up to
2018.
Up to 2021, we bought our house.
2018. It was after that it started to go up a little bit.
It's insane. I would have to win the lottery. I'm getting far too old to start worrying about mortgages. Yeah.
And then if you used to be able to go buy unusable mountain land in southeast Oklahoma we looked at 26 acres for $20,000, $19,000. Nowadays, that 26 acres would be like $50,000, and it's unusable. You can't.
Mountain land.
You'd have to pay $20,000 to get utilities ran to it,
covered in trees and rocks and places that you have to get
and easements with dope cooking neighbors that want to shoot you.
That's a true story.
We should have bought that though.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to feed him again.
Yeah, we'd like to find somebody that would be willing to own or finance a property. Somebody that trusts you enough, and give them a good down payment, and just totally avoid the banks and pay them a high rate to own it quick, like own it outright within 10 years. Which we might have a lead on somebody that would be willing to do that.
I don't know if he's
We
willing
haven't
to
talked to
do
him.
that, but
I mean, you got to talk to him, but I mean, if you don't pay, he just gets the money and gets the land back. So
we'll see.
it's not that big a deal.
Whatever we end up doing, it'll all be through God, no matter what. And we're just letting him lead the way, trying to be patient.
But the banks they're quite the problem with the world economy right now. So if you can get them out of your life or not get them back into your life, that's probably your best bet.
Well, are we froze? We're at 2:40. We've been stuck there for a minute. Oh, that was weird. It froze there for a while.
Probably starting to lag up.
Yeah. We're losing people. We should probably jump off here. 2 hours and 42 minutes. Wow. You guys are crazy for staying on here with us that long. But we do appreciate it, really. We thank you guys a lot. Minor glitch. Yeah, there's a few things I learned about the banks recently. Not pretty. All I can say is if you pay off a mortgage, make sure you get the original copy of the deed.
Yep. And
yeah.
Oh, and if you're looking at buying property and things like easements across your property bother you, go to the courthouse and pull all the easements on the property, because be like us and find out that you have saltwater disposal lines buried 10 inches underneath the ground across your property.
Teal said I kept random things I do on the live for 3 hours and 35 minutes. Wow.
We're looking to get more land, but not really move. Like not move in a sense of like move to a totally different area.
Yeah. 10 acres ain't gonna cut it for the 50 some odd goats we'll have next year.
There's a couple reasons that we want to move. We have a cell phone tower on our property, and we are just a little bit too close to a major highway. And
we have that, if you've seen any of our videos, that training facilities right behind us, that crane yard doesn't make for pretty videos.
Otherwise, I mean, we love where we live. If it weren't for, I would like to be, another mile off of the highway. And if it weren't for the crane yard, we would we wouldn't be looking to move. We'd be looking to maybe just add a room onto our house and maybe a mud room, and would be pretty satisfied with where we're at. We would just be looking to buy land very close to us. There's 20 acres for sale near us that
It's totally. I mean, that's a lot of work. But
the cell phone tower is probably the biggest problem with where we live right now. For health and for the annoyance of people coming and going, pooping in trash bags and leaving them tied up on the fence around it, for one.
they didn't even give us that much courtesy. They left it out in the pasture with all their trash they kicked out from the truck. It's ridiculous. But
And leaving gates open.
yeah, they've done that several times. But it'd be nice to get some extra buildings if we could. Like, we really need a barn for these animals in the winter, and just having a little bit more storage would be nice too. We just got junk scattered everywhere.
Well,
That's a long story there.
we don't technically own right there where the tower's at. The person who sold us the property owns that, and we've never actually signed like a lease to it, which wouldn't be a problem to do that, except for he's got stage 4 cancer right now, and he would love to go after them for causing us ill will, but it's just not something I want to bother him with while he's trying to beat stage 4 cancer. But I mean, right before he found out he had cancer, we had some issues with him, and he was all about getting on him about fixing it, but just not going to bug him.
I don't want to get into farming. I just want to get away from the chaos and noise. Yeah, I grew up in the city and near Texas Motor Speedway and airports, and we were out in the rural suburb area. I mean, it wasn't like city, but
You could
definitely don't blame you.
You could always just fly to Mexico and then cross the southern border, and basically you become a citizen, and you could just come out here and get you a little cabin out in the. You could just get you a little cabin out in the mountains and stuff. You'll be a migrant that never migrates back to where he came from. That's another one of those words that they changed the meaning of, migrants. Migrants. Whenever I was a kid, there would be migrants that would come work in agriculture fields, hoeing cotton and bean fields and hoeing the weeds and stuff. But when those migrants were done with their agriculture job, they would migrate back to where they came from. So that's one of those terminology switches they've done on us lately.
Gosh. All right. We're going to hop off here. I got the little baby lambs over there whining, and we got to get some things done for bed. But
thanks for joining, and
especially those of you that stayed on here the
for this
whole
long.
time. We appreciate it. Thank you guys for hitting the like button, and we will try to get on some more lives and do some more of our own for sure. Good night, Alexander. Thanks for coming on here.
Trapped it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yep, we'll try to put out a little bit more of a notice on here. See you, Lena. Bye, guys. You have a great night. We'll catch you on the next one.